This week, our focus is on natural disasters. Natural disasters happen everywhere and can happen at any time. Today, we are going to look at a few different kinds of disasters that we will be talking about throughout this presentation. Remember, these are just only a few of the types of natural disasters that can happen. Natural disaster. A natural event that causes great damage or loss of life. The different types of natural disasters we are going to be talking about today are floods, blizzards, heat waves, and tornadoes. Hydrological disasters. There are categories that scientists put natural disasters in. We are only going to go over 2 different types, but in total there are 5. The first one on this slide is hydrological disasters. These occur when a violent, sudden, and destructive change happens either in the quality of Earth's water or in the distribution or movement of water on land, below the surface, or in the atmosphere. The type of hydrological disaster we will be talking about is floods. Floods. I'm sure we're all familiar with floods, but what is the actual definition? Flooding is when there's an overflow of water that submerges land that is usually not covered with water. Floods can happen locally, such as in your backyard, or large scale, such as covering cities. The type of flood that can be extremely dangerous is flash flooding. This type can develop in just a few minutes without visible signs of rain. Causes. Flooding happens when there is an overflow of water from water bodies, such as rivers, lakes, and oceans, in which the water overtops or breaks levees, resulting in some of that water escaping its usual boundaries. It can happen when rivers' flow rate exceeds the capacity of the river channel. They can cause great damage to homes and businesses that are in the natural flood plains of rivers. Meteorological disasters are caused by extreme weather, such as rain, drought, snow, extreme heat, cold, ice, or wind. They are violent, sudden, and destructive to the environment related to providing by or affecting the Earth's atmosphere. The 3 types of meteorological disasters that we are going to be talking about today are blizzards, heat waves, and tornadoes. Blizzard. Meteorological disasters include blizzards. A blizzard is a severe snowstorm that is characterized by strong sustained winds of at least 35 miles per hour. The high winds is what makes the blizzard, not the amount of snow that has fallen. They typically last for 3 hours or more and can stretch to hundreds of thousands of kilometers. What are the causes of blizzards? What happens is that wind pulls the cold air towards the equator from the poles and brings that warm air toward the poles from the equator. When warm air and cold air are brought together, a front is formed and precipitation occurs. Warm air can also rise to form clouds and blizzard snows as it falls up a mountainside. Heat wave. A heat wave is something I'm sure almost everyone has experienced. A heat wave is a period of unusual and excessively hot weather that is accompanied by high humidity. It is measured relative to the usual weather in the area and relative to normal temperatures for that season. These heat waves can also cause wildfires, which can lead to another natural disaster. What are the causes of heat waves? The cause of heat wave is when pressure is built up and remains over a region for several days up to several weeks. Tornadoes. Tornadoes are violent and dangerous, toting columns of air that is in contact with both the surface of the earth and a cumulonimbus cloud. Their speeds are less than 110 miles per hour and approximately 250 feet across and travel a few miles before disappearing. What are the causes of tornadoes? Well, tornadoes are caused when there is a sufficient instability and wind shear present in the lower atmosphere. Instability refers to unusually warm and humid conditions in the lower atmosphere and possibly cooler than usual conditions in the upper atmosphere. Here are the credits for the pictures, and thank you for listening to my presentation.